a good time for me to talk a little bit about some behavior stuff when the verdict was being read?
Sure.
Because there's something I want to talk about when it comes to specifically that. And, with behavior analysis, a lot of the time we focus so much on what we're seeing that we don't take a second to take pause and think about what we're not seeing. And I think this is a really, really good case and example as to why sometimes with behavior analysis, you should stop and think about what you're not seeing rather than what you are seeing. And for me, this was one of the most telling behaviors from Amber Heard from the beginning of this trial. And it was this. All of you now, all the viewers, Rob, Eric, put yourself in the position of someone who firmly believes that they were abused. So because Amber went on that stand and she said things along the lines of, I have all this evidence, I was begging him not to make me prove this. So imagine if that was real, if that was true. If you believe that you've proved this and that you believe that you have tangible evidence. And now imagine that a jury comes back and finds you guilty of perjury. In other words, that they didn't believe what you said on the stand. The thing I would expect to see, put yourself in that position now, the thing I would expect to see the most is surprise and shock. Because if I'm convinced that I had evidence, if I'm convinced that I proved something here, which is a word she used multiple times, and somebody comes in and goes, we've decided unanimously that you were making it up, my reaction would be, are you guys out of your damn minds? There would be disgust. There would be eyes open. I would be taken aback. I would look at them. For someone who looks at the jury a lot when she's on the stand, she didn't look at them once during that verdict. She was hanging her head in shame. This was consistent with someone.
Well, she looked at the jury when she was performing. Every time the judge went, boom, she would turn off, like scene and cut.
Yeah.
But when the verdict was being read, she didn't look at the jury at all.
At all.
She didn't look at them at all. She looked at the clerk that was reading the jury. And I mean, Spidey's completely right. Her face should be essentially like my face was when Elaine Bredehoft was talking.
Exactly. There should be this
that.
Like, you got this wrong. That's a fact. This is more consistent with a kid who got caught with the hand in the cookie jar, where they're like, yep. And we did see certain signs of sadness, not overwhelming grief.
More resignation almost.
Yeah. For the first time since the beginning of this trial, Amber Heard did sadness correctly because it wasn't this over-exaggerated display where she's like, look at how sad I am, chin up, big tense mouth, this kind of thing. For the first time, it was just a subtle corners of the mouth going down, corners of the inner eyebrows going up, droopiness in the eyes, droopiness in the mouth. For once, we saw what real sadness is supposed to look like. It wasn't at an extreme. It wasn't grieving. It wasn't torn apart. But the thing that bothered me the most is this was in no way shocking to her. It's like she had played out scenarios in her head where this is possible. So to me, that indicates that all this proof she thinks she had, all this evidence she thought she had, she knew this wasn't a strong case. And you got to wonder why.